Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind, and welcome to Khan Global Studies. So I hope all of you are doing well, and I hope I am properly audible and visual to all of you. Evening. So I guess I am properly audible and visual to all of you, and plus, I hope all of you are also doing well. Okay. Now, so in last session, like in the previous session, we were talking about this one topic of multilateralism. And prior to that, we have also talked about this forest governance and other related topics in this week. Now, in today's session, the topics which we are going to discuss, let us see those topics first. The first topic which we are going to talk about in today's session is going to be this one very interesting part, the retirement age of politicians. That should there be a retirement age of politicians or not? So this is the first topic which we are going to talk about. Second topic which we are going to talk about is double standards of NATO. We are going to talk about this one thing, the double standard of NATO, like how the NATO has been dealing with the world. We are going to talk about this. Third part, the clean cities. The ranking has come up. Last day you have told me that Indore has been there as cleanest city. So we are going to see the other cities also, what has been their performance. So we will look into that also. Then we are also going to talk about this one from defense section, that is about the Akash Prime. And from science and tech section, we are going to talk about this stem cell therapy and diabetes type 1. Okay. So these are the topics which we are going to discuss in today's session. So, but before going into that, we are also going to discuss some questions and then we will proceed to these topics. So here we have some questions. First one is this one. With reference to the Indian economy, consider the following statement. If the inflation is too high, Reserve Bank of India is likely to buy government securities. If the rupee is rapidly depreciating, RBI is likely to sell dollars in the market. If interest rate in the USA or European Union were to fall, that is likely to induce RBI to buy dollars. So which of the statements given above are correct? So this is the first question, and we have discussed about inflation. So here we have certain questions about inflation. The first one is saying if the inflation is too high, RBI is likely to buy government securities. If the rupee is rapidly depreciating, RBI is likely to sell dollars in the market. If interest rate in USA or European Union were to fall, that is likely to induce RBI to buy dollars. So what will be the answer? B option and C option. A option also. Let us see this. If the inflation is too high, Reserve Bank of India is likely to buy government securities. If RBI is purchasing the security from the people, if RBI is purchasing it, it means it will inject more and more amount in the economy. If RBI is purchasing it, it means it will give people more economy, more money. If money is there, more inflation will be there. So if the inflation is too high, why would the RBI provide more and more money? So this first part is going to be wrong. Okay. Here the RBI is not going to buy the government security. It will sell the government security so that people can purchase it. Okay. So here this is one part. Second is saying if the rupee is rapidly depreciating, RBI is likely to sell dollar in the market. Okay. So rupee is rapidly depreciating. Why is rupee depreciating? Maybe the demand of dollar is too high. If there is too much demand, the dollar, if its demand is too much high, then rupee will depreciate. So in order to reduce the demand of dollar, RBI is going to sell the dollars in the market. So here second one is correct. Third is saying if interest rate in the USA or European Union were to fall, that is likely to induce, means instigate, means motivate RBI to buy dollars. See, USA, suppose rate is falling, if rate is going down, so it means people will pull their money from US market and they will invest in India or other countries. Means people will shift their investment from US to India or other countries. It means there will be too much dollar. When there will be too much dollar, rupee will be appreciating. And you may have read this, that if rupee is appreciating, that is not so good for our exports. So here what will RBI do? RBI is going to purchase the dollars. Because there is too much supply of dollar, so RBI is going to purchase that. So this is also correct. The answer here is the option. A rise in general level of prices may be caused by increase in money supply, decrease in aggregate level of output, increase in effective demand. Okay. Induce means to instigate, to motivate. So here we have the second question. A rise in general level of prices may be caused by increase in money supply. Second is saying a decrease in aggregate level of output. Third is saying an increase in effective demand. So what is correct here? A rise in general price level means in total inflation. Why we can have inflation in the economy? What can be the factors? What can be the possible factor for inflation? You can see increase in money supply. Can it cause inflation? Yes. Decrease in output means decrease in supply. Again, yes. Increase in effective demand. Yes. So answer here is going to be option number D. Okay. So this was one easy question, that why we can have inflation in the economy. So that is one easy question. Third question. Here we have the third question. A black hole is a body in a space which does not allow any radiation to come out. This property is due to very small size, very large size, very high density, very low density. So why is black hole? Why is black hole doesn't even allowing radiation to come out of it? What is the factor responsible behind it? Yes, I think everyone can give answer to that. C will be the correct answer. So very high density, that is correct. Now we have the fourth question. With reference to the genetically modified mustard developed in India, consider the following statement. This is from 2018. GM mustard has the genes of soil bacterium that give the plant the property of pest resistance to a wide variety of pests. GM mustard has the genes that allow the plants cross-pollination and hybridization. GM mustard has been developed jointly by IARI and Punjab Agricultural University. So what will be the correct answer here? Question number 4. Question number 4. GM mustard has the genes of soil bacterium that gives the plant the property of pest resistance to a wide variety of pests. Second is saying that GM mustard has the genes that allow the plant cross pollination and hybridization. Third thing is GM mustard has been developed jointly by the IARI and Punjab Agricultural University. D option. See, this one option is incorrect. This one option is incorrect. Okay. It has not been developed by Punjab Agricultural University. Delhi University has been there. Okay. So here we see that this third option is incorrect. And if you just remove that third option, you will get only one answer, that is B option, 2 only. Now where we see that in case of GM mustard, we are doing only two things. Like we are doing this cross pollination. We are enabling cross pollination plus hybridization and herbicide tolerance. So here we are having certain genes like bar star, bar nage and bar gene. Okay. So from Bacillus amylocufaciens, we are taking 3 genes, bar nage, bar star and bar gene. So it is about herbicide tolerance and also it is about cross pollination and hybridization. Okay. Now the answer here is going to be option number B. Other than resistance to pests, what are the prospects for which genetically engineered plants have been created to enable them to withstand drought, to increase the nutritive value of the produce, to enable them to grow and do photosynthesis in a spaceship and a space station, to increase their shelf life? So why we have created genetically engineered plants? The question is asking like why they have been created. Forget this 2012, even in present context you can tell me why they have been created. A 3 option as C, 1 option as, 2 options as D. सब अपने अपने आंसर चेंज कर रहे हैं. I will have OMR sheet based exam now. Now, in this case, if we look at this, to enable them to withstand drought, yes. To increase the nutritive value, yes. We have not done it so far. Okay. We have not done it for growing them in a spaceship or this space station. So 3 option is incorrect. 4th is correct. So answer is C option. Okay. So we have not done it to grow and do photosynthesis in a spaceship and a space station as of now. In future, if it is done, answer will change again. But as of now, it has not been done. So here the answer is C option 1, 2 and 4. Okay. So that is the answer as of now. Okay. So these were the topics which we have to discuss. Now, there is this one information for you and that is about the Adhan Batch. Okay. So we are having this one Adhan Batch for current affairs of 2026. Okay. 2026 prelims plus mains. Okay. Prelims plus mains. So here we are having 3 classes per week. 3 class per week. We are having this answer writing session every week. Okay. We are having this answer writing session per week. And I think those who have been attending the session, those who have been attending these sessions of Adhan Batch, they can see the difference in the answer writing. Like we have been working a lot on this answer writing session part, and along with the current affairs, this is one of the key part of the Adhan Batch. Okay. So this is one thing which is going on. Okay. Now, इसका टाइमिंग 8:30 AM. किसका टाइम? Adhan Batch. 8:30 a.m. will not be possible because from 10 also we have this one class. So that is one problem. Like at 8, if we start at 8:30, we have another classes 10 at 10. So that is the challenge. Okay. So here we have this one editorial, a very interesting one. Okay. Retirement age of politicians. Okay. So first tell me about your views. Tell me about this, your views, that what should be the retirement age of politicians. Okay. If we talk about Donald Trump, his age is 79 years as of now. Okay. So here is this one thing that according to you, what should be the retirement age of politicians? What should be the retirement age of politicians? 70 years. Okay. $65. If you are taking the threshold, of 65 to 70 years, let me tell you that the top 10 influential leaders of the world are going to retire by your retirement age. If you are fixing it as of 65 to 70, then let me tell you, like as of 2024, this is the age as of 2024. We can add 1 year in each of them. Okay. Joe Biden, although he has retired. Okay. So here we have Donald Trump. So he is of 79. You know Trump. Okay. If we have the Trump right now, he is of 79 years of age. The president of Brazil, Lula da Silva, he is of 77 years. Sheikh Hasina, she has although been ousted from politics. Her age is also 76. Indian Prime Minister now is of age 74. Okay. Then Indonesia also, we see that 72. Pakistan also 72. Then Nigeria 72. Vladimir Putin of Russia, he seems to be very young, but he is also of 72 years of age now. The Chinese president, the Chinese premier, Xi Jinping, also of 71 years. Okay. So when we talk about the retirement age of politicians, by your calculation, okay, if we talk about, like you have said 65, 70 years, so as per your wish, the entire politicians of the world, the entire leaders of world will have to retire. Okay. So now there is this one thing. Now let me give you some facts and figures, then we will talk about this. Let me give you some facts and figures. These are the top leaders, but apart from them also, we have to look into certain figures. Okay. If we talk about the global level, what we see that less than 10% leaders of age 35 or less. So less than 10% of the leaders of age 35 or less are there in the world. It is not about India, it is about the entire world. Okay. Then if we talk about India, the 18th Lok Sabha, which was constituted in 2024. In this case, the average age of our MPs, is 56 years. The average age of the MPs is 56 years. Okay. At the same time, what we see that 11% MPs their age is less than 40 years. Okay. 38%, 38% are between 40 to 55. 38% are from 41 to 55. Okay. 41 to 55. So that is 49%. Okay. And what we see that like the remaining percentage, okay, remaining percentage like 51 to 52% MPs, if we talk about them, their age is 55 or more. Sorry, their age is greater than 55. Their age is greater than 55. So what we see that like around 50% of our MPs, or even more than that, they have the age more than 55 years. The oldest MP is of 82 years, and there are 3 MPs in India whose age is approximately 25 years, 25, 26 years. Okay. So there are only 3 MPs in India who are in the age bracket of 25, 26 years. So a country which has been called as a young country, if we look at this, our leaders are not so young. Okay. Our leaders are not so young. Now, in this context, there is this debate. Okay. There is this debate that like should we have a retirement age of politicians or not? Okay. The first thing is like the significance and the challenges. The significance and the challenges of this. If we are talking about old leaders, so this is one thing which we are going to analyze, that what is the significance, okay, what is the significance and what are the challenges due to our old leaders or old MPs. Okay. So can you tell me what is the significance? One thing which you know, experience. Okay. One thing which we all know, that there is going to be a experience. There's an experience of all the things, like how the laws are made, at the same time the policies and everything. So they have this experience about legislative process, experience about policy. Okay. They have also this experience about policy formulation. They have also this experience with respect to diplomacy. So they have experience with respect to all these factors. Okay. So there is one thing, they have got the experience. Experience plus wisdom also you can count. That is one part. Experience plus wisdom. Okay. So that is one thing which we get from the senior MPs. Okay. Anything else which you can suggest, like how they're, other than that, how they're helpful? Okay. Let me give you one figure with data. Okay. The sincerity. What has been seen that like those MPs who are having 60 years of age or more, they have got 80% attendance in parliament. Okay. 80% attendance in parliament of MPs of age greater than or equal to 60 years. Okay. In case of others, it is like 73%. Okay. Those whose age is less than 60 years, their attendance is on the lower side. Okay. Their attendance is on lower side, whereas in the case of older MPs, In the case of older MPs, their attendance is more. Okay. So this is one part. Second thing is, with the old age, what has also been seen that since they have been going through the process, many of the old MPs who are there or many of the old leaders who are there, they have gone through this entire process, and what we see that many of them are having an inclusive approach. They are having inclusive approach and consensus building. So they have this one thing, they have an inclusive approach, and they are also able to have this consensus. Okay. Rather than just looking for majority or anything, if they have to also form a consensus on some issues, they can work together. Because they have this experience, they have been working together for a long period of time. So that is one benefit which we see. Yeah. But on the other hand, what we see that there are certain challenges also. Okay. There are certain challenges also. The challenge is like the world is changing. The world is changing, and so the demand of the world is also changing. Now, the older MPs, they have become a little bit more conservative approach. Okay. They have got a conservative approach. They have got a conservative approach with respect to multiple issues. It is not about one thing or another. With multiple issues, they have got this conservative approach. So that is one thing. They are not radical in reforms. Then we see that lack of quick decision making. Quick and decisive decision making. Third thing is, we also see that there is like neglect, or you can say that lack of fresh ideas and innovation. Lack of fresh ideas and innovation. If new MPs, if new members are coming, so they can bring some new ideas, they can bring some like new or fresh innovative ideas. Okay. We also see that there is also this one challenge. They are lacking the connection with the youth. Why? The majority of the population is youth. The majority of the voters is youth. But the leaders are old MPs or old leaders. So what we see that there is lack of connection with the youth. Lack of connection with the youth. Okay. So this is one part, like why we see that the older MPs who are there, there are certain challenges also with respect to them. Okay. Now, like what can be the way forward in this scenario? Can we make a law saying that they will not be allowed? If we are making a law saying that they will not be allowed, will it be right? So what can be the way forward? What can be the way forward in this scenario? If we bring the law that, okay, if you are of the age more than 60 years or 65 years or 70 years, you will not be allowed. So in that case, there may be a challenge. What we can do, first thing is, we can see this one part that the political parties should bring new face or young face So the political parties who are there, the political parties which are there, so they can bring some new faces. So it is a reform which is needed at the political party level. Second thing is lack of awareness. Lack of awareness among voters and citizens. Lack of awareness among voters and citizens. That they should be aware. It is ultimately they are choosing. It's not that the old leaders have simply come up and they have forced anyone to vote. So they have this, if they are having this awareness, so then they can change or they can demand this transformation. And at the same time, there may be, like in some cases what we see, that there may be also the assessment of the health condition of those on constitutional post. Okay, so there could be assessment of health condition of those leaders on significant posts. So those leaders who are having significant post, like suppose someone is a minister, someone is a chief minister, someone is prime minister, or holding any such important position. So then there must be an assessment of whether they are suitable for the post or not. So health condition can be assessed, that are they suitable for the job or not, or is there the time when they should come up with the retirement plan. Okay. So this is one thing which can be suggested. Okay. And law kaise pass hoga? Yes, that is the part. Okay. That who is going to pass the law? The law passing is not possible. There can be a awareness among the voters. There can be an awareness among the voters, and that can bring the change. Okay. So this is one way forward in case of this retirement age of the politicians. So this is our first topic about the retirement age. Now, coming to the second topic. Okay. Coming to the second topic, the double standards of this Western countries and especially NATO. So why we are discussing this topic? Why we are discussing this topic? Recently, what we have seen, that the NATO chief, we have seen this one thing, the NATO chief, what they have said, like what he has said, that first thing is, this is showing that they have simply failed. Like the way they are speaking now, it is showing that now they have failed to negotiate a deal with Russia. So now when they have failed, they are thinking that other countries must take that blame, or they should be facing the sanctions of NATO. So here we see that there was this one statement by the NATO chief. They have said that India, China and Brazil should tell Vladimir Putin that he has to be serious. He has to be serious about the Ukraine talk. So this is one thing, like we say that, and he says that continuing to do business with Russia will slam back on these countries. Okay. And they have said that they are going to impose a 500% tariff. Okay. They have said that they are going to impose a 500% of tariff on the BRICS countries. Okay. So this is one thing which has been said by the NATO chief now. Okay. So 500% tariff. 500% tariff on India, China and Brazil. So this is one thing which has been said by NATO chief. Okay. So this is one thing which they have said. Now you have to understand one context. When we talk about Russia, they are selling their oil. They are selling their oil, and what we see that, like, near about 50% of this oil is taken by China. Near around 38% oil is taken by India. And what we see that, like, 6% of this oil, this also goes to European Union countries. This is also going to European Union countries. So that is one part. Like, if you see at Russia, their major oil is taken by just two countries. That is India and China. India and China are like taking almost 90% of the oil from Russia. So now they think that if they are pressurizing India and China, then Russia will be like negotiating with United States on the issue of Ukraine. So what is this denoting? Like, what does this denote? Like, this tariff threat, what it signifies, if we talk about this, what it signifies? This one signifies that NATO has failed. NATO has failed to negotiate with. This is signifying that NATO has failed to negotiate with Russia. That is first part. That they have failed to negotiate. They are saying this one single ground, that why are you taking the oil from Russia? Why are you taking the oil from Russia? So this is one of their concern, that if you keep purchasing oil from Russia, so then we are going to impose tariff on you. So it is signifying NATO has failed to secure any deal with Russia. Now they have no option left. So they could have simply requested also that China and India can play a role in having a trade or peace talk with respect to Ukraine. That with help of China and India, we can come to a agreement where some peace talk can happen with respect to Ukraine. But instead, the NATO is of the same imagination that we are same powerful as we used to be in 90s. Okay. So this is also one thing, miscalculation. This is also one thing, miscalculation of its strength. Its strength and influence. They have not been able to deal with Russia. You can understand from this itself. Russia is not a very powerful economy also. China and India are much more like a bigger economy as compared to Russia. So they are trying to put all sort of sanctions on Russia, and they have not been able to get a hold of Russia in the last 3 years. And now they think that by imposing 500% tariff on China and India, they can impact, or they can have a deal with Russia. So this is also one of the part. Now here, what is India's response? Okay. Like in this case, what has been India's response? What has been India's response? Okay. India has simply said that energy security is our overriding priority. Okay. So India has simply said this, that energy security, this is our overriding priority. So this is not just one such trade for us. This is not such a business deal for us. This is an overriding priority for us. Above all the matters, above all everything, we have one such priority, and that is energy security. Okay. So this is one part. Okay. Second thing is we are having our decision on the basis of market offer and global circumstances. Okay. So they have been talking about open market for last 30 years. Like after the LPG, they were saying that there should be open market, no tariff, and now they have come up that there should be tariff on this country, there should be tariff on that country. If you purchase our oil, it's good. If not, tariff. Okay. So India has also said that we are guided by global market. Third thing, like in many such interviews, our external foreign minister have also said this multiple times, that Western world's problem this is not a global problem. This is not a global problem. It is their problem. So if you are having a problem with Russia, it is your problem. It is not the global problem. If you are having problems with Russia, try to solve your own problems. Why engaging the whole world? If you have a problem with Russia and you are so much mighty, you are so much powerful, why are you not able to negotiate with Russia? You are saying that we are the largest military in the world, we have so much of defense expenditure. Talk to Russia. Okay. So that is one thing which has been India's response, that your problem is your problem. Your problem is not the global problem. Okay. So that is the response by India with respect to this. Okay. That for us, one simple thing is energy security is our overriding priority. Second part, we are guided by global market, not by American laws. Third thing is your problem, not our problem or not the global problem. Fourth thing, India has also said this. If you want to impose sanctions, you can impose sanctions. We will see it when the sanctions are imposed, that what to do, what not to do. So there has been a clear indication that we will deal with sanctions when they are passed. So if you have to pass the sanctions, you can pass the sanctions. India has faced sanctions in the past also, we can deal it with now also. Okay. There has been previous instances of sanction in the past also. So now they have this one thing, like the Western world or the NATO, they are playing this sanction regime. They are playing this sanction regime with all the countries of the world. First, they are putting sanctions on Russia, then on Iran, then on China, then on India. So they are playing sanction. So let them play sanction. Okay. So this is one such thing which has been told by India openly to US and NATO chief, that we don't worry about your sanctions. Okay. So I hope this second part is clear. What is WTO? WTO is existing nowadays. WTO has lost its relevance on 1st of January 2025. When Donald Trump came to office, WTO, United Nations General Assembly, United Nations Security Council, the entire United Nations organization has lost its value on the day Donald Trump came to the office. So there is no United Nations, there is no WTO. That's why like BRICS is emerging. Why the BRICS is emerging? BRICS is emerging because WTO is lost. United Nations is non-functional. That's why, like, think about this. United Nations Security Council has formed an anti-terror committee headed by Pakistan. You can understand the relevance of United Nations from this, that they have formed a committee they have formed a committee on terrorism with Pakistan. Like, how are they thinking? What is their thought process? So if they can do this, then United Nations can do anything. Okay. So United Nations is also having this one single approach. If anything goes wrong in the world, okay, if anything goes wrong in the world, United Nations has just one response. We strongly condemn these actions. That is one simple and like the only thing which is done by United Nations. We strongly condemn these actions. Apart from that, they are just talking about what is wrong in Nigeria, what is wrong in like Kenya, what is wrong in South Sudan, what is wrong in like West Asia, but they will never talk about what is wrong with NATO, what is wrong with US. So that is one thing. Now we are coming to the next part, that is of this clean cities. Okay. So in the clean cities, now we have got multiple categories. In the clean cities section, we have got multiple categories. So in the million plus cities, we have this one, Ahmedabad. Okay. Like I'm just giving you the name, Ahmedabad, Bhopal and Lucknow. So in million plus, we have got new names. So in million plus, we have the three names. Okay. In million plus, we have the three names. That is Ahmedabad. Then we have Bhopal also. Okay. And then we have Lucknow also. So these cities have been regarded as the pristine places, the Swatch Shahar. They have been regarded as clean cities or Swatch Shahar in the recent survection. Then the big cities. When we are talking about big cities, here we see that the population is from 3 to 10 lakh. So in this situation, we have this one city, Mira Bhayandar, that is from Maharashtra. Then we have this Bilaspur, that is from Chhattisgarh. And we also have Jamshedpur from Jharkhand. Jamshedpur from Jharkhand. So they have been selected in big cities where population is 3 to 10 lakh. Okay. So in this, we have the three cities, which is like these Mira Bhayandar, Bilaspur and Jamshedpur. Then in terms of medium cities, when we are talking about medium cities, here we see that the population is between 50 to 3 lakh, 50k to 3 lakh. So in this category also, what do you see? Devas, Karhad and Karnal. And Karnal. So they have come in this category. Then the smaller cities, Panji, Aska and Kumhari, and Bilha, Chikiti and Shahganj. So they have been identified as the clean or Swachh Shahar. Then we see that like Indore and others, they have been taken in premium. Like when we talk about Indore and others, okay, you can see this part. Indore, okay, Surat, then we have Navi Mumbai and others. So they have been taken in this Super Swachh League. Okay. They have been taken in this Super Swachh League. Okay. So these are some of the results of Swachh Survekshan 2024-25. Okay. Not that much relevant from the UPSC perspective, just to give you one simple thing. Okay. That what we are doing in this case. Okay. So also there was this one city, one award. Okay. So from each state, there was one city which was chosen as the promising city. Okay. So from each state, we are having this one part. Okay. And like for Mahakumbh also, Prayagraj Mela Authority and Prayagraj Municipal Corporation, they have been chosen as the ones which have been effectively, or they have done exceptional urban waste management. So this is Swatch Sarvekshan 2024-25. Yes. So these are one of the latest update about the Swatch Sarvekshan of 2024-25. Now, at the same time, I'm telling you this one part also, that from UPSC perspective, from the UPSC exam perspective, you don't have to memorize them. Yeah, it is not that much relevant now. Now, there is also one thing from defense. Okay, there is one such. Bihar mein kaun si city hai? I don't know in Bihar which city was chosen, because it was not there in Hindu. I can check the official government notification, there you will find it. Okay. So in the defense section also, we have this one thing. India has successfully tested Akash Prime. Okay. So this is one thing, like we are having this improvement. We are having this improvement in our defense architecture, and this Akash Prime, if we talk about this, it has been like developed in such a manner that it can like work at 15,000 feet altitude. This missile has a special thing, that it is going to operate. This missile has been customized to operate at this around 15,000 feet altitude. Okay. So that is one thing why we are testing this. Okay. So here this Akash Prime is there for the high altitude regions. Okay. So this test was also being done in Ladakh. This test was also being done in Ladakh. So it is also one of the indigenous missiles which have been developed by India. Okay. So we already know that we have the Akash system. Okay. So under that Akash system itself, we have this Akash Prime, a special version for high altitude regions. So that is one small news from the defense section. You may be getting this one part only, not in detail. Even if you are asked question, you may be given about this, that where it is suitable for. They can give you match the pair type, that where it is suitable for. So it is suitable for high altitude regions, Akash Prime version. Okay. Then we have this Prithvi 2 and Agni 1 also. Okay, so they are normal missiles like we are all. Okay. So this is one such missile, Akash Prime. One important news article which we are having is with respect to this stem cell therapy and diabetes. Okay. This is one such important news article for you. In our previous classes, we have discussed about this type 1 diabetes. What we see that in this, there is no insulin production. Or what we simply see that the insulin, if it is also being created, then it is being destroyed. Okay. Or immune system destroys cells responsible for production of insulin. So the pancreas which are responsible for production of this insulin, what we see that in the type 1 diabetes, we see that like the body itself is destroying it. The body itself is destroying those cells which are responsible for insulin production. So in this situation, now we have this one new hope. Okay. Research has been carried out. Okay. This has been carried out and it has been reported in New England Journal of Medicine in June. Okay. So they have called a therapy which is called as Jimmy Slackle. This is a stem cell therapy. And basically what we have done in this stem cell therapy, like 12 patients were identified, those who were having type 1 diabetes. This is not curable. This is not curable. They regularly require insulin dosage. They regularly require insulin doses. So they have no cure. Even by changing lifestyle habits, there is no such relief. So what we see that in this case, in this area, there is a like a stem cell therapy. Okay. So here what we have done, that stem cell derived islet cells of pancreas introduced in body, and this has shown positive response. Okay, this has shown positive response. What we have seen that in these people the insulin production has started. So stem cells are basically those cells which can create different varieties of normal somatic cells. Stem cells are basically those cells which can produce normal somatic cells. So with the help of a stem cell, there has been development of islet cells which are there in pancreas for production of this insulin, and they have been injected. These cells have been injected in the patients, and now what we have seen that they have been positive, means they have been able to generate that immune response. Okay. So this is why this stem cell therapy is again promising to be one of the solution for type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes may develop at any age, like in the childhood also. Mainly it is childhood, like many a times it is developing in the childhood itself. It is not a lifestyle related disease. It is something which is inherited, or like yes, it is something related to genes from the beginning itself. Due to genetic faults, it can come into the person. And we see that stem cell therapy is also providing one solution to it. Okay. So there has been a trial on 12 people, and we have seen that it has been successful. So here we don't have to go into the detail of this trial, that how many people whose name it were there, but we have to simply understand. You can use this as an example when you are writing any answer in biotechnology about stem cell therapy. So this is one such example which you can quote, that in a recent trial in England, stem cell therapy has been used to create islet cells for curing type 1 diabetes, and it has shown positive results. So that is the main gist of this one story. So I hope this one part is clear why we are discussing this. So you will not be getting questions in prelims because of it. You can get questions about a stem cell therapy, which is from the static portion. So you will not be getting, like when you are reading the news article, also try to understand what type of question can be framed from there. So when we are looking at this one question, you will not be getting a direct question in prelims exam from this section. You can get a general thing that what can be the potential application of a stem cell therapy, but you will not be getting directly on this one part. So here how you have to use this article, and see like where you have to also note it down. Suppose you are having one of your you are having one of that notes in which you are mentioning about biotechnology and all. So in that part itself, you can mention this one thing, that using the stem cell therapy, we have created this islet cells which can be used for creating the insulin. So this is one thing which you can do. Okay. So these were the articles for the day. Okay. Then we are going to meet on next Monday. On next Monday, we are going to discuss the remaining topics of like the new topics of current affairs, and then we will also solve some questions. Okay. So let's meet in the next week, and Till then, enjoy the weekends. We will meet again in the next session on Monday. Okay. So thank you everyone. Take care and all the best. Thank you.